For centuries, doctors used practices that today seem more like torture than treatment, from drilling holes in the skull to drinking the blood of fallen gladiators. This is the terrifying history of medicine you've never heard before. Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. I'm your host, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of the darkest secrets in medical history. What do you think is the worst medical procedure ever? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you loved this video, don't forget to subscribe so you can see more just like it. Now let's get into it. Trepanation is an ancient medical procedure involving the process of drilling a hole into the skull. It was practiced as far back as 6500 BCE, with the earliest recorded instances taking place in France and Germany. The purpose of trepanation was to treat a variety of ailments, including headaches, epilepsy, and mental illness. The procedure was typically performed using a special drill made from animal bone or stone. And yes, it was done with absolutely no anesthesia. You imagine how painful that would be? As you can only imagine, the success rate of this procedure was incredibly low, and many patients died as a result of infection or simply bleeding out. But despite its dangers, trepanation continued to be practiced for centuries. One particularly gruesome example of trepanation took place in ancient Egypt, where it was believed that removing a part of the skull could cure a person of their sins. But trepanation wasn't the only time medical professionals got a little too carried away. Let's move on to medical cannibalism. While the practice of cannibalism is universally condemned today, there was a time when it was actually encouraged by doctors. During the 18th and 19th centuries, it was believed that consuming the flesh of a human could cure a variety of diseases. This bizarre practice became known as the flesh cure, and it was based on the false premise that the flesh of a dead person could somehow purify the body of disease. The most common way to prepare the flesh was to either boil it or roast it, and then it would be consumed in small doses. It's really no wonder this didn't catch on. I mean, come on. Who would want to eat someone else's flesh? Well, apparently a lot of people. In one case, a man named John Harvey received a pension from the British government to travel around the country and collect the bodies of executed criminals. He would then sell the flesh to apothecaries who would use it to make their tonics and elixirs. Needless to say, this practice eventually came to an end when it was discovered that cannibalism was spreading disease rather than curing it. Speaking of strange cures, let's move on to bizarre cures for everything. Throughout history, there have been all sorts of strange and unusual cures for everything from common colds to more serious illnesses. Some of these cures were based on traditional medicine, while others were more out there. Let's take a look at a few of the strangest ones. For the common cold, one popular cure was to inhale the vapor of a cat's urine. Yes, really. This was recommended by a well-known doctor in the late 1800s. Another popular cure for colds was to drink a hot toddy made with whiskey, lemon, and honey. For sore throats, the most popular remedy was gargling with vinegar. And for more serious illnesses like tuberculosis, doctors would sometimes recommend a drastic measure, a lobotomy. This procedure consisted of removing part of the frontal lobe of the brain, and it was believed that it could cure everything from mental illness to chronic pain. Of course, this is not actually true, and lobotomies are no longer performed. But it was a very popular treatment during the mid-20th century. Now, it's time for you to make your voice heard. Comment below which of these medical procedures was the most disgusting, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. We bring you new horror documentaries every single week. Until next time, stay safe.